So GPT-4o can one-shot infographic products like what you're seeing here on a variety of topics. It's really cool, and in this video I'm going to show you how I get into the prompts and actually make these. Okay, so I've been able to accomplish these on literally any topic. I've made graphics of all the parts of a combustion engine. We've done ones on history. I did these ones on animal migration. It seems to have no end. So I'm going to show you some examples and we'll get into a couple different prompts here. So just to be clear, I am creating these prompts. Like, you can write your own prompts from scratch. I like to start with a starter. I like to say, hey, I want image prompts of this type. I kind of want them to look like this. I want them to be on these topics. And then I tell a language model to just make me 20, right? So this is one from Grok 3. I think it is pretty good. It asks for a vivid vertical timeline infographic. This is important because you're kind of framing, hey, here's how I want it to look. So one of these taller infographics kind of from top to bottom. And then detailing the discovery of antibiotic resistance, include milestones like penicillin resistance in the 1940s, MRSA emergence in the 60s, and modern challenges with dates and concise descriptions. Then it goes into the visuals. Use a bacteria icon for visuals. Design the infographic in a tall format for smartphone lettering. One thing I had to add is I ask it to ensure that all of its text is clear and accurate, because sometimes it is still not, although it is very good. It's kind of a disappointment when you have one of the words spelled incorrectly. So my superstitious thought is, at this point, adding this prompt will maybe help walk it onto the target a little bit better. Yeah, double check all lettering and wording for correctness. Okay, so I'm just going to throw that in there as is. If there's anything that comes out in the generation that's not so good, we'll definitely change that. But I'm going to go ahead and run a couple more at the same time, and we'll come back and look at how they come out. Now, one thing to note, I've got multiple tabs open and I am trying to run multiple images at once. So if you're on your phone or you're in your browser, one thing you'll find is that sometimes GPT does not like it when you try to run multiple images. Sometimes it'll let you do it. Now, I have a paid account. This is very important. I don't think you can get away with this on free, but sometimes I'll run two of these at the same time. Maybe I'm trying to make a lot. It acts differently in how it's spinning and how the words portray themselves depending on how this is going. So if it slows down or not, you'll kind of be able to tell. I like to look at both of these to keep an eye on it. When it starts doing this, that's usually a good sign, because that means the image is about to generate. But I have seen these just freeze out and not work. I've done 3 to 4 images at a time in different browser tabs, but you just keep in mind to be careful about that. Sometimes patience is the best virtue, because they maybe will time out on you. Okay, so we've got our first infographic. Let's pop it open and see what we've got. So we asked it to make this on the timeline of CRISPR and genome editing. One thing that's very common right now is it will oddly crop your whole image, right? Now, sometimes you'll think that you can go in and use the editing feature and fix this. I've tried that a lot. That doesn't seem to work. The way that I do it is I just copy my whole prompt. Again, I have to unfortunately run another. I'll say, make an entirely new image than the last one. Ensure cropping is not odd. Now, I use that because if you go to dislike this image, ChatGPT will ask you why you don't like it, and you can tell it odd cropping. So it calls its own cropping odd. So when I add to the prompt, I'll say, ensure the cropping is not odd. And that tends to get me somewhere. Okay? So all we got to do, fire that off, wait and see. Okay, over here. So one thing that's interesting, when we start to see buttons available, we start to see things like, okay, I could run another prompt right now. That could mean that maybe our session has gotten dead. Now, I used this from another session here, so I'm just going to make a brand new one. I'm kind of showing you how to troubleshoot live on the fly right now. But yeah, we're going to go in. We're going to get GPT 4.0. Be careful about using any of the other ones. And we're going to start up a totally fresh run for this infographic. So this is a healthy run. This is going to look good. This is looking pretty good. See, we have the stop button. That means it's running. So those are all health signs right there. Okay, so here we go. We've got a infographic that is not cropped strangely. It does have pretty good visuals. Reading the letters, not fact checking any of the information, like are these times right or any of that stuff. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, the colors could change. We asked for it to have more contrast or something like that. But overall, let's just say that this one is the win. So let's look at our antibiotic one. Okay, so this one had the cropping issue as well. So what I could do too on this one, because sometimes it happens, I think like, about 25% of the time on these, just add to my prompts the cropping instruction that I had in the last prompt. This little bit right here that says, sure, cropping is not odd. So what I'll do is just run that here, and that should get us somewhere along with addition. Now, there's ways to just like rerun this, but sometimes it doesn't really know what you want to happen when you rerun the image. So I like to just make a whole new one and just act like that other one didn't even exist. So that's how we're gonna run this one. Okay, and I'm gonna add in as well a prompt for the invention of the telescope with the cropping instructions. So we're gonna hope to see a one shot, no poor cropping, everything good to go with it on both of these when we come back. All right, so here's our next generation, just came out with the crop instruction. Now, some of this right here, like at the bottom, I don't really like how that is so close. But sometimes things like this, you're like, okay, it's not that bad. It's not like cutting a word off. It's basically just saying, okay, modern challenges, antibiotic resistance. Okay, that's self-explanatory. These words are pretty short. So what you can do is you can opt to just run an entirely different one in a new session or whatever. Or you can just get on with your life and just use it, right? Now, this one with the telescope is coming out really good. I like this. I'm hoping it doesn't crop weird. That seems to be the big thing. Now, I always like try to do ChatGPT a favor, and then like if something crops weird, I tend to go in and give it the thumbs down and say why. Just to try to help this go away, because I think probably in not that long, the cropping issue could leave. But it seems to probably be their biggest thing as of right now. But okay, so yeah, these are really, really good, really cool, coming along very well. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more just to kind of keep the ball rolling. And a lot of teaching you this is, showing you where the errors are. So you'll have this situation sometimes where it's image created, lovely image, and it's just blurred out right here. So the way that they're generating those images, I think what they're having happen is the language model has to look at every pixel and then basically determine if it's correct as it generates down. So they're generating the pixels, and then every pixel is being like checked for accuracy. I think it's how they're getting such accurate text, is basically through some sort of method like that. And so it generates down very slowly, and as it goes down, sometimes it gets hung up and it just dies like this. And so you just got to fire off another one. And I hate to say it, but that is the deal there. All right, unfortunately had another victim fall to odd cropping. Had this one stall out and that one stall out. So that's what I mean. I was running 3 tabs, and that can happen like that, so be careful. All right, so one strategy I'm employing is putting 3 separate browsers up on the same screen to try to make them all feel like they're loved and cared for, which is something kind of experimental. So I got this one with the Benjamin Franklin, the breakdown of the discovery of electricity, but still having some issues. All in all, though, there are a couple of good ones that we have gotten throughout this process. I think that right now in the early phases of the rollout, right now we're going to see a lot of situations kind of like this, especially if you try to go too hard or generate too many images. Now, keep in mind that this will probably change, and all these prompting techniques will still apply, and like this is generally a good strategy to roll forward with. The triple image generation may or may not pan out, but definitely work on that. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.